Good morning. Good morning. How are we doing, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me. I've just thrown the kids off at school and run up the stairs and didn't even get time to boil a cup of tea, which is what I thought I would be doing this morning. But here we are. It's 9 o'clock already on a Wednesday. Let's do this. Well, congratulations. You are here because you are winners. So first and foremost, congratulations. Big night on Friday night. So incredibly excited to be able to celebrate you all. And thank you for coming and making time to make the most of your business awards journey, because we don't put in all this work and effort to be then crowned the winner and then kind of forget about it. There are so many things that we can do to kind of make the most of this incredible achievement. So I'm glad that you're here with me today to walk on through all of those things. Let me just share my screen with you because I have put together a little something. Let me just see if I can bring it up. There she is. All righty. You can see how many tabs I've got open. That's just a bit of a metaphor for my brain. Can you see just that? Here it comes. Give me a thumbs up. Tim's in the car. Tim, I don't want you looking at the screen whatsoever. I need you looking at the road. You can listen, but then you can watch the catch up later on. Oh, terrifying. All righty. So let's get.
I'll be home in 2 seconds.
Oh, okay.
I'll turn my other car.
Well, then you're allowed to watch then. That's totally fine. Well, welcome. I am excited, and please know that whilst I'm going to be sharing these things with you, I'm actually talking to myself as well, because we were inducted into the Hall of Fame. And as I was putting together this presentation, I was going, oh, haven't done that. Oh, haven't done that. So this is actually a reminder for myself as much as it is some learnings for you guys. And please know that I've got a long homework list. So please don't feel overwhelmed by the end of this. But welcome. My name is Stacey Morgan. I'm a business coach based here in Port Macquarie. I also run Port Macquarie Performing Arts and Danae Cantwell School of Dance. My podcast production company is called Morgan Media, and Simply Stacey Morgan is my personal brand that I do all of my coaching out of. I'm a mum of 3 adorable, energetic children, as well as the owner of 4 businesses. And so I have a lot of things going on in my world. I'm also a high school teacher. I'm actually doing today's presentation and then getting in the car and driving to Sydney to be on school camp for 3 days. So I teach Year 12 drama and Year 9, 10 and 11 dance at Heritage Christian School. So a lot of things going on in my world, but I'm honoured to be able to spend some time with you today going through the things that I've learned from this process. So we're going to cover what to do now. What are the things that you can do in the next 24 hours, in the next 10 minutes, if you like, and feel free to have another tab open and to be starting to do these things whilst I'm talking. Get it done as soon as you can. Things that you can do later on in the future that will help, that you can kind of set yourself up for next year or for the next step, and how to make the most of your title win. So let's get stuck straight in. Number 1, tell your current customers, which you probably already have done, right? You've probably already posted on social media a picture of you in your fancy outfit on Friday night, holding the trophy with a big smile on your face. Happy days. But think about the ways in which you can continue that message. For those people who weren't awake on Friday night to see your very excited Instagram live, or to see your post that you put up on Saturday morning when you were feeling less than fabulous. If you were like me, I was feeling less than fabulous Saturday morning. So think about the ways in which you can more formally tell your current customers. So is it in your newsletter? Do you have a newsletter? Are you nurturing your customers through some consistent marketing, such as a monthly or weekly or fortnightly newsletter? Can you post it again on your socials? Can it be a reoccurring post that you have on your socials? Last year we won the Regional Business Award for the Osmumpreneur Awards, and we set that up as a regular post. And every week or two, that post pops up on my socials and I go, oh, that's right, we did do that. So can you set up a regular post that's going to come out on your socials? If you don't have a scheduling tool that you use for your social media, I highly recommend you get one. We use Meet Edgar, because Meet Edgar is kind of like a cup system. You can load, you can set up a time that Meet Edgar is going to draw from a certain pool of information, and it draws out a different one each week from that piece of information. So it might be set for us at 6 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. That's when we know a lot of our mums are on social media, and it will draw from that bucket and kind of take whatever social content we've put in that bucket to come through. And so every couple of weeks we get an update on the things that the awards that we've won last year. And you bet your bottom dollar our Hall of Fame will be going into that bucket as well to pop up on your social feed long after this week is gone. Make a new reel on Instagram. Of course, Instagram are really friendly to you. The algorithm is really friendly when you are putting reels up. So even if you've just got a series of photos that you took on Friday night, grab some trending audio and stick the photos in. It can just be 3 or 4 photos, stick them in, make a reel. Instagram will love it. Your algorithm will love it. Your followers will love it. And hopefully they will share it with their friends as well. Go live on Instagram and talk about how, it's been 2 weeks, but I'm still so stoked to bits that we won in this category at the Business Awards. People won't necessarily hear it the very first time you put it out. They might not read the newsletter. They might not see the social post. But if they're online when you're online and they happen to see that you're live, then absolutely jump in. And don't feel like that is like, oh, I can't get on Instagram. Ugh, yuck. That makes me feel sick to get on Instagram and talk about myself for 3 minutes. I don't care. Do it anyway. I was going to say something really inspirational, but no, just do it, because you may feel self-conscious, but the people who are following you follow you because they like you and they want to see what you're doing and they want to know what you're up to. And more importantly, people want to feel like they've made good choices because that makes them feel good about themselves. So if they're following you and you jump online and say, we did this amazing thing, they're going to feel great about themselves for choosing to follow you and choosing to be part of your tribe and part of your clan. So don't feel like it's all about you, even though it will feel like it at the time. Just, be brave, put your shoulders back, turn the camera on and talk for 2 minutes. That's it. That's all it is. Boil the kettle. And by the time the kettle's done, you can turn it off and go on to the next. The algorithm will love it. You'll get more pickup on all your other social posts and you'll be, strengthening that going live muscle, which is so important, especially when we're running our own business. Or make a video. If you feel more comfortable not going live, but making a video and then doing another draft and then doing another one and kind of fumbling over some words and doing another one, make a video and stick it on your LinkedIn profile, because you want to especially be telling people on LinkedIn exactly how fabulous you are. Number 2 is update your collateral. So if it's not already on the front page of your website, you want to put it there now, especially for the next little while. I have, a whole banner across my website, as it's not above the fold, guaranteed. But I do have a banner that comes up, within 2 scrolls of my website that says, hey, did you know how fabulous we are? We won these awards. So make sure it's somewhere on your website. Even if it's up in the top corner, there's just a little picture of a trophy or something, make reference to it. Update your LinkedIn profile now. Maybe it's the first sentence, winner of the Port Chamber Business Awards category in professional services, 5 employees or less. Whatever your category is, put it there in your LinkedIn profile. Start with it. Stick it on your Instagram profile as well. Winners with a little trophy cup, use the emoji. Change your Facebook about, especially if you're on your Facebook for your business, not necessarily your personal Facebook. You don't want to be like, hi, I'm a mum of 3 and I'm also a winner. You can do that if you like, but update your about for your business Facebook. And of course, update your email signature. And if you can get on your email signature a picture as well as the actual title, if the chamber sends you logos to use, put that on your email signature as well. Make sure it's on across all the collateral that you have for your business. Number 3 is invest in some brand awareness. Now, this might seem like you've already spent enough time and resources in this whole business awards process. You don't want to spend any more money. But I do encourage you that while you're hot and while the momentum is going, do invest in some brand awareness. Invest in putting out there the fact that you won this award. So whether it's you're going to go to the local radio station and update the current ad that you have running, or whether you want to just do a 2-week campaign where you just flood the airwaves with the fact that you're fabulous, do it. If you want to invest in some Facebook ads or some Instagram advertising, do it. Make sure there's, you use the picture of you with the trophy, or you use a carousel where maybe the first picture is a picture of you with your brand, like a picture of your brand or your service or your product. And then the next carousel is you holding the trophy. Invest in Focus magazine. Focus always works for us. Get yourself some newspaper advertising wherever your customers are and wherever your potential customers are, the people don't know you exist, but you really want them to know you exist. That is where we want to reach out to. We want to reach out to them. So start telling the people who aren't already your people how awesome you are and the fact that you won this. And if you have to put a little bit of money behind it, so much of social media is pay to play, and, radio and newspaper has always been pay to play. So, do put some money aside maybe figure out how much time you spent on your business award submission, and maybe pick half of that in terms of some money to put forward in order to get yourself just a little bit of brand awareness. Just help give it a kick along while you've got this momentum. Number 4 is add your winner status or your winner's logo, if they send you a winner's logo, to your paperwork. So you want it up in the top corner of your invoice. You want to make sure it's on any quote that you send potential customers. If you have a prospectus for your business, if somebody comes into your business, they want to work with you, but perhaps it's a big ticket item if you're doing wedding photography, or if you're selling a big ticket item in terms of your main product, you want to make sure that the fact that you have won an award and that you are a legitimate business is part of that prospectus. So make sure that's updated as well. Do you have proposals that you send out? Does somebody come into your shop and say, I need X, Y, and Z, and you go back to them with a proposal? If you're going back to them with a proposal, make sure this is on your proposal as well. Doesn't necessarily have to be the front page, but it does need to be mentioned somewhere there. And if you can put the logo, the winner's logo there as well, please do. You want to remind people, even if it's just subconsciously by the little picture of the trophy, that yes, you are legitimate, and yes, you are worthy of the prices that you are charging, and all of those things. Then please make sure that you do give them that constant reminder. Don't think that they are just going to figure it out themselves, because they probably aren't. Update your signage. If you have a bricks and mortar business and you have a big sign out the front, is there a way that you can upgrade that signage to include this win? Is that something that is possible for you if you're on an online business, or if you don't have a shop frontage? Perhaps not. But then, do you have advertising around town? Do you have your logo on the back of a bus stop or on one of those little chairs that we drive past on the way to the beach? Do you have your signs out there and your brand out there? And if so, can you update it to include this win? Do you have window decals on your shop front? Do you have logos on the back of your car? Wherever you can, if you can spend the money, if you can afford to update it, because I know signage is expensive, right? It's a great idea at the time, and then you go, oh yeah, that's right. That's right. So if you can afford it, be sure to make that investment, because it's just that touch point. The research shows that it takes customers 7 different touch points with us for them to actually, become a customer and become someone who's going to be a raving fan for us. So you want to make sure that wherever possible, wherever they're seeing you, they're also associating you with winner. People like a winner. My daughter's winning our footy tipping competition at the moment. God, she was gloating this morning. She picked the whole round last week. She's 9. She doesn't know what any of the football teams are. She just, every week she says, what's a warrior? But she chooses on the colors that she likes, and she picked the round, and she's so happy that she's a winner. And I said, yeah, okay, well, let's see. It's a long time till September, but people love winners, right? So you want to make sure that you're reminding them every possible chance that you get. Number 6, and this is the one that we often forget, but this one can be really, really important, especially when it comes to your connections, your collaborations, and being, your brand being put up, on, I was going to say on a pedestal, but you know what I'm saying. If you can be affiliated with people in your industry or your industry board, or the movers and shakers in what you do, then that's always good. But they don't know what fabulous things you're doing here in Port Macquarie unless you tell them. So, get in touch with your industry body. Let them know, hey, just touching base to let you know that we're fabulous. This is what we're fabulous for. Maybe include some of the text. You spent so long writing the business awards application, and then no one reads that except the judges. And that's kind of like gutting in a way, right? Because we spend all this time doing all this writing, and then it just goes in a drawer. Get that text out, use it, put it in an email and say, we won for excellence in innovation. And this was part of our pitch, and send them the text so they can see exactly what you've done. Email your colleagues. If you have people in your industry who are doing the same thing as you, perhaps they're doing it in Coffs Harbour or in Sydney or in Africa or wherever they are, email them and say, this is what we did. This was the experience that we had. This is why it's important for us to enter the business awards. Encourage them to enter their own business awards. Yeah. When we rise, we all rise. Yeah. It lifts the bar for everybody. So make sure you reach out to those colleagues and tell them exactly what you're up to. If you have prospective collaborators, people in your industry that you would love to work with, perhaps there are suppliers that you would like to engage their services. There's other people that you would like to work with, people that you would normally be a little bit afraid to approach, or you would kind of think, oh, they don't need to hear from me, or they wouldn't want to do something with me. Now is the time to capitalize on that. Now is the time to go, actually, Yes, you do need to hear from me. I am fabulous. I did this and this and this. And look, we won this fabulous trophy. So how about we talk in the future about some kind of collaboration, or just go straight in with your pitch. Just be like, I've been wanting to contact you for years and here's why. Use the momentum of this business awards win to, get a bit brave and to take a step out of your comfort zone, and use it to get featured in industry publications. I don't know about you, but in the dance industry, we have magazines and we have teaching magazines and we have online magazines, and we have a lot of professional development that we can do around our industry. If you have that in your industry as well, then get featured in those publications, get in touch, tell them you're happy to write an article based on the knowledge that you learned from this process. Tell them that you're happy to jump in and do an interview so that somebody else can, do all the hard work and write the article for you. But put yourself out there and say, this is really special. This is really important what we've done. And it's a really big deal. So make a big deal of me. So many of these things that I'm saying take bravery, right? You're not going to just be able to turn around and go, okay, I haven't bragged about myself ever, but here I go. I'm just going to step out and tell everyone how fabulous I am. But it is a muscle. And part of running our own business is that branding and is that personal brand. Whether we like it or not, we're so intrinsically linked to our business. The business values are most likely our own personal values as well. That's why we're so passionate. That's why we jump out of bed in the morning. So you have to get brave and actually be the face of your business sometimes. And this is the perfect time to do that. And if it scares the living daylights out of you, then just pick one. You don't have to do all of these things all at once, but do start in that process towards getting a bit braver and getting your name out there. This is a big one. Thank you, customers. That says thank you, customers, but thank your customers. It's important that not only are you using this as an opportunity to be able to say, look how fabulous we are, but you're using this as an opportunity to be able to say, without our customers, we couldn't do what we do. So whether that's you writing a personalized message to, maybe go through your books, go through your roster for the last 12 months, find the 5 people that spent the most with you, write them a handwritten note, just letting you know, Katie, that we won the business award on the weekend and we couldn't have done it without you. So just wanted to say thanks, and stick it in the mail, old school, postage, put a stamp on it. How rewarding would that be as a customer to get something in the mail that said thank you, that was handwritten? And yes, it will take you 30 minutes to do it, and then 15 minutes to drive to the post office, and then 10 minutes to stand in line at the post office to get your stamp to do it, but it'll be worth it. You want to use this opportunity to be able to thank your customers more than just an email. Yeah, everybody gets 400 emails a day. You want to do something special with it. And you want to thank them in the email newsletter as well. You don't just want to kind of send out a blanket. I'm not saying, in your email newsletter, thank Kate and Jeff and Helen and not thank everybody else, but do take the moment to put the photo. Hey, guess what? We won a business award. We couldn't have done it without our loyal customers. Thank you. You guys have done, like I always talk about, you guys have enrolled your child in dance. You take them to their dance classes every week. You make sure they have the costume. You put the lipstick on them, even though you don't want to put lipstick on your 7-year-old. You drop them at the stage door and you put them on stage. And because of that, we get to do what we love. So are there steps that you can, spell out to your customers? You come into my store, you keep coming back to us. You're loyal. You set up your subscription and you spell out the ways in which you want your customers to behave, and you thank them for it. And then the ones who aren't necessarily signed up to the subscription or the membership or coming back to you consistently will go, oh, yeah, I probably should be doing that. And then we'll most likely do that as well. Number 8, use this momentum. What else is out there? Now that you've got the business awards buzz, what else can you do? So are there other awards? And if you go to businessawards.com, there are 100,000 business awards there that you can jump into. For some of you who were awarded in the excellence category, you will go straight through to the regional business awards for this year, which is really rewarding, because those of you who won this year also got to go through to regional last year. So you get a double dip, which is even better. But if you're not a winner of an excellence award, if you won an industry award, then perhaps you want to enter the regional business awards, and you can do that independently. It doesn't have to be from your local awards submission. You can just jump straight in and enter the regional awards. On my to-do list is to check when those open and close, because it must be soon. It must be coming up soon. And so don't miss out, but Kellen from the New South Wales Business Chamber will be able to help you out with any questions that you have about the Regional Business Awards. But while you've got some momentum, get in there, enter something you haven't entered before, enter excellence in innovation. Think about what new things you've done in the last year and jump into that category. Workplace health and safety. We're all doing things on a daily basis that we don't think are particularly special, but they are things that contribute to our workplace health and safety. So have a think about those things. Have a bit think about the non-slip mats that are on the door and the safety latch that is, the non-slip mats that are on the floor and the safety latch that's on the door, and the COVID policies that you have in place. All of those things go a really long way when putting together a workplace health and safety application for the business awards. So have a look at those regional business awards and have a think about it. Telstra Next Gen just opened. I got an email about it yesterday. I kind of went, oh gosh, because I've only just recovered from last year's application. Telstra is massive. Yeah, they say that you should put 36 or so hours away, like aside, for the application itself, and they're exactly right. They've kind of mixed it up in the last little while. They do it in several different ways. I think you start with a questionnaire. You start with like a pick the A, B, C, D, multiple choice. And then if you get through to the next level, you have to answer via video. They have like a system where they send you a link and you click on it, and then a question pops up and then you have to answer the question. And then another question pops up and you have to answer that question. The next level is then the written level. The level after that, you can do any kind of collateral you like. So I did a 12-part TV series on Port Macquarie Performing Arts last year for Telstra, which was absolutely massive. So Telstra Next Gen, look into it, nominate yourself. Don't ever be afraid to nominate yourself. It's just the quickest way to go about it. Nominate yourself and get stuck in. At least have a look at the application. Take it as far as you can, like maybe do one step, and then if that feels good, go to the next step. The sooner you start kind of taking a step out of your comfort zone, the sooner it gets easier. Have a look at your industry, if it has any particular awards. There's no dance education industry awards currently, but I'm on a mission to do something about that. But perhaps there are manufacturing awards, perhaps there are health and beauty awards, perhaps there are disability services awards. And if there are, get stuck in, copy and paste the stuff that you wrote for this one and start putting it towards next year's. And I wrote copy and paste there because don't be afraid to copy and paste from year to year. Of course, you'll need to change certain things. You'll need to update according to the things that you've done that are new. So you don't just want to have it like completely copy and pasted, but entering the awards is always kind of like a last minute thing. It's always the icing on the cake. It's always the last thing on the to-do list. And if it makes it easier for you and makes it easier to sit down and not look at a blank screen, then copy and paste what you've already done. Clearly it worked, and then go from there and start to build on it being better. My business award submissions, this is our 11th year entering, and you'll bet your bottom dollar it's all based on that first submission that happened 11 years ago that I've just refined and refined and refined and refined up till this point. So don't be afraid to copy and paste, and don't feel like you have to start from scratch every time. Number 9 is reward and thank your team. It's one thing to jump up on stage and thank your team for helping you get there, but it's another thing to be able to do that, off the grid and offline and in your own time in the next week or two. Have a think about who helped to get you there. Do you have business mentors? Do you have a business coach? Who are those people that when you pick up the phone, they are there on the other end of the line to go, yes, oh, you should do this or you should do that, or just to listen and to advise. Thank them for being there and for being on your team. Thank the people who are your service providers, people you've collaborated with, people that are your suppliers. And don't just thank. So I made a really conscious effort on Friday night to thank the people that normally don't get thanked. So I thanked my lawyer, and I thanked my insurance broker, and I thanked the person who gave me my first business loan, and I thanked our real estate agent, because actually my business wouldn't run without those behind the scenes people. And most of those behind the scenes people we only need in a crisis. We only need when something's like, I need this now. And so I don't feel like they get thanked all the time. Yes, the people we see every day get thanked all the time, but is there a way that you can, send them a photo of you holding the business award and, stick it on a card, get it printed at Officeworks or get it done on Canva, and send them a note, on the back of the card, just write, we couldn't have done this without you. And again, stick it in the mail. Massive impact if you can take the time to do it. And in terms of your team, is there a way that you can reward them? Is there something where you can, mark this moment and say, we won this award. We couldn't have done it without you. Here's a $50 Visa gift card. Here's, your coffee for the next week on me at your favorite coffee shop. Treat them to a spa package somewhere special. It's the little things, right? But often we have to take ourselves out of the business in order to sit down and take the time to write the business awards application. And a lot of people cover for us during that time, and they're more likely to do it for you next year if they've been rewarded this year. And the final one is to reward yourself, because you deserve it. Sometimes these things happen. We have a good night on Friday night. We're back to work on Monday, and then we completely forget that it ever happened, which is why I appreciate you being here on this Wednesday morning and riding that momentum of the business awards and the momentum of Friday night. But take a moment to reward yourself. Put something in the diary for the next week or two that actually says to you, okay, I'm going to have the morning off, or I'm going to, have a bubble bath tonight, or I'm going to, take myself for a massage, or something that is for you, just to say, yes, congratulations, I did it. Take a moment. Often in business, especially when we're running our own business and we don't have someone patting us on the back because we're the person that pats everybody else on the back, you need to take that moment to reward yourself. That's what's going to help pick you up and move you along and get you out of bed on those mornings when it's particularly difficult. Make sense? Janelle, you're sneezing like I am. My nose seems to be running. Something's off in the weather. So bless you. All right. If you enjoyed today's presentation, take a photo of any of the elements. Take a photo of your notes that you have, stick it on your social media, and tag me. Of course, I'm at Simply Stacey Morgan, and use the hashtag business coaching or business coaching with Stacey. It's one thing for us to learn all of this information, but it's another thing to do it. So how are we going to do it? What is going to be your next step? Do you have a paper calendar, or do you have an electronic calendar? And can you put some time aside in the next week to action maybe 2 of the things that we talked about today? Don't feel like you have to do all 10, but maybe pick 2 and pick a 2-hour time block where you can not see customers, not see clients. Just put yourself in your office, just sit down and do your thank yous, or write your press release, or get in touch with your industry, or thank your team. Make the time to do it. Set the time aside, because if you don't set it, it won't happen. You'll just go, that's good. Yes. Okay. Off we go, and on to the next. And once you find out when those next set of business awards open, set the time aside immediately to do that as well. And don't make it the day before. Set the time aside a week before and get it done. And then have a week for it to simmer. Have a week to add things. Have a week to tweak it. Have a week to share it around so that other people can read it. Because when you read it over and over and over again, sometimes you start to just make up words that don't actually exist on the paper. And when you are putting together business award submissions, I would love to help you and to read them. So please get in touch with me if you would like me to go over it and do an analysis for you and help you add in some of the key ching, ching, ching words, as I call them. When it comes to business awards applications, I've been doing it for long enough now that I know the words and the sentences that work, and I know the approach to take, because every time I enter the business awards, and this is actually something I didn't mention, every time I enter, I always ask for feedback. So whether I win or whether I lose, I call the chamber and I say, can I have some feedback, please, on my excellence and innovation category? Can I have some feedback on my excellence in business? Can I get some feedback on my workplace health and safety? And they give it to me. They say, well, this happened and this happened and this happened, and this is why. And one year we actually won our industry category, but they added a mystery shop to it. Didn't tell anyone, but they added a mystery shop element to the category, and they came in to your shop, and you had to, if you came in and you were polite and they had a good experience, then you got 5 points that added to your submission that you had already done. But they did the mystery shop during school holidays, and so we were closed, and so we lost. But I found that out on feedback. So ask for the feedback, because you don't know if you don't know. So don't be afraid to go on in and make it happen.
Who do you ask, Stacey? Do you just ring up and speak to Alex Glenn Holmes or Catherine Harris?
I would email Catherine.
Okay, great.
And she'll put you in charge of whoever was in charge of the judges. So it might be a different person each time, but the judges will have made notes on your application, and they should be able to find those pieces of paper. Granted, this year might be harder because they judged it a year ago, but usually they can find it for you and look it up and give you the information that you need. And if you ever want to reach out, of course, there are my details, simplystacymorgan.com. You can email me at hello@simplystacymorgan.com or send me a DM on Instagram, because I am there constantly trying to update and keep the algorithm happy. Do jump on and make a big deal of this win on your socials, even if it feels a bit weird. I encourage you to do it because it is going to be worthwhile in the end. And you know, it's social media is like a muscle. The more that you do it, the more that you work it, the more it will work for you. But you've got to get moving on it. And just like just like any other muscle that you're trying to strengthen, get in there and put yourself out there and go for it. Thank you for joining me today. Any questions? Just heads exploding from the amount of work that I've just given you to do, right? But know that my head is exploding as well, because as I said, when I was going through this list, I was thinking, I haven't done that yet. I haven't done that yet. I haven't done that yet. So know that I have a to-do list to go and work on as well. I appreciate you joining me. Thank you for being here. If there's anything I can ever do for you, please reach out. Ladies, I'm hoping to see you, and hoping to see Beth May as well at the HBWN lunch, which is happening next Thursday. I'm coaching for 2 hours on how to run a successful business and still have a life. It's going to be a really awesome chock-a-block workshop. So if you can join me at the HBWN, that would be great. But otherwise, reach out to me at any time and have a lovely Wednesday. Bye.